Hello, welcome to my first 2023 reading wrap up. I had a really good reading month. Not only the fact that I read 10 books this month, which is very good for me, but it's the books I read. Like, I found some top books and I'm so excited to talk about them today. I love these videos. I love seeing what everyone read and like just getting different book recommendations. So I hope this gives something for someone watching this. I did embrace Goodreads this year and I set myself a goal of reading 50 books in 2023, which is so attainable. I want to prioritize reading this year, and with prioritizing reading, I know I can hit 50 books. The first book I read in 2023 was The Christmas Murder Game. This book. So, of course, if I'm going to read a Christmas book, it's going to be like a murder thriller set around Christmas. Follows Lily, where Lily's whole family always has an annual Christmas game held at the in-game house, which is essentially this giant mansion. And so 21 years ago, her mother died at that house, and since then she has not been back. But her aunt, the main leader of this, passes away and sends Lily a letter saying, like, this is the last game. You need to be here. You will uncover more secrets about everything that happened involving your mother's murder. It was really good. I was surprised by this. I was like, I just kind of want a Christmas book to read. This was everything. I gave it 4 stars just because, it wasn't absolutely amazing at every point in the book, but the plot twist got me. At the end, I was so shook. So I definitely recommend this. It was a great read. The next book I read was The Maidens. I absolutely loved The Silent Patient. Easiest 5 stars of my life. The moment I finished that, I went and bought this. Finally read it. It follows Mariana. She is a group therapist. It's in the same realm as The Silent Patient, but it's taken place before The Silent Patient. So they do have a few like name drops from The Silent Patient that you're like, if you know, you know, but there's no spoilers or anything involved. It's just kind of just fun if you're a reader and you've read The Silent Patient. But Mariana and her husband have like guardianship of her niece, and Mariana's husband has like recently passed away, and she's like grieving that loss, and her niece is at the college like she used to go to, and her niece's best friend is murdered. So Mariana goes to just like support her niece and be there for her, but in that process she already has like a suspect that she's seeing. She's like, this guy, this professor, he's involved, I know it. So another body turns up just while she's there, and she then becomes completely invested in solving this murder. I really enjoyed this book overall. I gave it 3 stars, but that makes it seem like it isn't as good. I don't know. There was parts throughout it that I didn't enjoy, and certain like subplots and such, but overall, like, the plot twist got me. I was completely shocked. I do recommend this book. The next book I read was 14 Ways to Die. This follows Jess, and when Jess was 7, her mother was the first victim of the Magpie Man, who became a serial killer. Now it's been 10 years, he still hasn't been caught. She agrees to do, or she like signs up, whatever, to do this reality TV show where one day a week she is filmed from like midnight to midnight, and her life is just put on the internet. She's using this platform to try to catch the guy, and of course in that process catches the attention of the killer, and now she's trying to solve him, beat him. Will she become his next victim? Like, that's the anticipation that's there. It's insane. It was really good. I believe I gave this 4 stars. Yes, I gave this 4 stars. It's not a 5-star read, but it was so good. I definitely recommend. The next book I read was A New Year's Kiss. I got this hoping to read it on New Year's, but I was sick that whole time. It was hard. I picked this up. I wanted an easy, quick read. It was cute. So it follows Tess, and her sister are sent off to her grandma's lodge, which they had like been previous years, and her and her sister do not really get along. Like, they're sisters. They're like the classic sisters, very much bickering all the time. And so she's not looking forward to this. Her grandma's not a welcoming soul. But she runs into Christopher in the lobby, and she's like, oh, things are turning around. Look at this guy. He's so cute. He's funny. Like, we're getting along. And she and him are like convinced to create her a bucket list of things that she wants to like get out of her comfort zone and do before the turn of the new year. So he's hiding something from her. It's a really quick read. I think it's under like 250 pages. It's 231, something like that. So it's a good read. I gave it 4 stars. Just, it's a lighthearted, fun thing. Like, it was cool to see someone get out of their comfort zone and battle that. I know I like to stay in my comfort zone, so I liked it. And the cute like subplot of the romance and everything surrounding it. It was cute. Next, I read The One by Kiera Cass. It's the selection series. It's number 3. I read it on my Libby app, so I didn't have the physical copy. I just want to continue to get through the series. It's cute. I gave it 4 stars. Like, the series is very much targeted towards young kids. It's not young kids. Young adults, middle school, I don't know. So it's not this mature read, and I think if you embrace that part of it, it's a cute read. Okay, I can't really talk much on it because obviously, like, it's a series and it's number 3. Next, I read You Say It First. I was conflicted by it. I had this book for quite a while. It follows Meg, and she has like her entire life planned out. She is essentially working at like her state's like political campaign of just like getting people to vote. So not a specific person, but she's just like calling people to get them to vote. She accidentally calls this Grumpster in Ohio, and he picks up super grumpy. She feels bad, and it ends up like stemming this relationship that's just very unexpected and very like, what? It's cool. His name's Colby. Stuff blossoms, all the things. It was cute. I only gave it 3 stars because just like it wasn't great, but like it was good. I don't know if I fully recommend it, but it's just like if you want kind of a unique story, it's good. Like, he's very much like, I don't know, do I really have to vote? It's not going to be that helpful. And she's like, what? That's my description of her overreacting. Okay, the next one I also read on my Libby app. So it's The Cheerleaders. I actually had high hopes for this one. It follows, okay, let's like find. It says there are no more cheerleaders in the town of Sunnybrook. First, there was a car accident. 2 girls gone after hitting a tree on a rainy night. Not long after, the murders happened. Those 2 girls were killed by the man next door. The police shot him, so no one will ever know why he did it. Monica's sister was the last cheerleader to die. And Monica's sister like ended her own life, so Monica's the main character. It's following like this path of her life through like her eyes, and she's now in high school, and she's trying to figure out what happened. She's like, I just don't think these murders, like, I don't think he's the person that did it. And so she's trying to figure out who did it. It's messy, but it wasn't a great story. I gave it 3 stars. I finished it because I wanted to, I guess. It was good enough, but it's not something that I would really recommend to people. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's the first book that I've ever annotated. Guys, this book, first of all, just like everything about this, I don't even know. Like, I'm so scattered right now. But if you've been living under a rock and don't know what this series is about, it's a fantasy series with a subplot and romance. I say subplot. The romance is there, but it's definitely a fantasy book. But it follows Feyre, who is a mortal. She is hunting one day and kills a wolf, and the next thing she knows, she has this beast banging down her door demanding retribution. So she's dragged off to that land, the magical land that she's only known through legends. I'm just like reading the back to make sure I don't like spoil anything. I want to see what's like already given, but it says that Feyre discovers that her captor is not truly a beast, but one of the lethal immortal fairies who once ruled her world. At least he's not a beast all the time. So her hostility towards him and like her slowly adapting to her new home, like it fades. The thing is, like, she's only been told bad things about the Fae, and for her to like now live in this world and like interact with them, she's learning like not all of them are bad, or not all these lies that I've been told, like they're just not true. And so she's now developing all of these crazy emotions, and there's also this like dark magic, I guess, gloom over the land that just keeps like stripping them of like their magic, and it's just like dooming them. And so she wants to help fight this and like find a solution for not only Tamlin, the other main guy, her captor, but also just for like his world. I cannot recommend it. What did I give that? There's no way I didn't give it. I may have given it 4 stars. Shoot, I don't know. I did. I gave it 4 stars. Oh, because like there's just one part of this that like I don't love. Like it's just like weird to me, but overall like I was so captivated by this. Okay. The next book that I read, I'm sorry, All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. It's my first Mariana Zapata book. The thing I knew about Mariana Zapata was that she had slow burn books. I was watching a Olivia Reads a Latte vlog of some sort, and she had read this book. She convinced me to buy it. So it follows Aurora, who she's like in her late 30s maybe, or she's in her 30s, and she just got a divorce, and she is now going back to her hometown where she hasn't been in a very long time. When she was young, I think maybe like 12 or something, her mom had gone missing on a hike, ultimately like, you know, determined to be dead. And so her mom left a journal of all the hikes that she loved and like she took, and like she has notes on it. And so Aurora's like, I think I'm gonna go back here. I liked growing up here. I want to take the hikes that my mom took and just like have it like start over somewhere. And so she books this like what would be an Airbnb of an apartment garage online, and she gets there, and it turns out like the son of the guy is who like put it up online, and the dad had no idea. And it's just, so he agrees to let her stay, but it is grumpy, grumpy, grumpy. And it is also the best book ever. I don't even have to look at Goodreads. This was 5 stars. I was so giddy. It is the longest book I've ever read. It's like 550 pages. I cannot recommend this book enough. Everyone needs to read this book. Oh, it gave me life. It gave me life. And so those 2 books I read in a 24-hour reading challenge video, which will be my next video up. And so I had a little time left, and I just read A Whale of the Wild. If I think if you watched my last vlog, I talked about it. This is definitely targeted towards like middle schoolers, but I love orcas so much. It basically is told through the eyes of an orca, where her and her brother are separated from the pod, and she is trying to find their way back to her family and her pod, but you know, she's encountering different things in the ocean. Like, it's just like a cute story. I probably only gave it like 3 stars. Yeah, like, because it's not like this captivating, amazing story. It's a middle school book, right? But it was just cool to read. It has like different like pictures and stuff throughout it, and at the end it even like educates you on orcas. So it was cute. I just kind of wanted to finish out the night with a like easy read, but that Mariana Zapata book. I bought another one. Okay, that is all of the books that I read in January. I would do a February TBR, but honestly, I haven't thought fully about that yet. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found some good book recommendations. See you in my next video.